Good afternoon, welcome to CBJ News. It's 4 o'clock, I'm Chris Fawcett.
And I'm Mandeep Bhambra.
We start today's show by taking a look at Nottinghamshire's local fruit growers who are feeling positive about the post-Brexit effect on their businesses. They hope it will encourage people to buy more British fruit from local producers. CBJ's Shruti Jaggi has more.
The implications of Brexit for the local productions in the UK are manifold, but Nottinghamshire local fruit growers consider that the post-Brexit era may be favourable for their businesses.
I think Brexit will benefit fruit businesses in the UK because we can sell our fruit to the British public during the season that it's grown, which means we don't have to, do storage, stay fresh, transportation costs. If Brexit is to benefit fruit farmers, is to put British fruit farmers first.
Although Brexit may offer global trading opportunities, local fruit markets might not reap its benefits.
After Brexit, possibly there'll be a gap in the market, but it is always difficult to export fruit, especially soft fruit, because it has to get from the plant to the customer quite quickly and keep fresh. So I'm not sure that we'll see a great increase.
Nobody knows what the post-Brexit situation is going to look like, but the fruit vendors feel the prices might fluctuate according to the availability of the fruits.
Brexit, I think they might increase to start off with, but it all depends on how much fruit there is about, the crops, and how, if there's a big crop, there's always a lower price. If there's a small crop, there's a bigger price.
Being a small fruit grower in an area like Nottinghamshire has both positive and negative aspects.
It's quite difficult sometimes because we're a small farm, there's not many other fruit farms around, so it's difficult to get advice and help from people doing the same thing as us. Our experts have to come all the way up from Kent, so it can be quite isolated to be here in Nottinghamshire. It's not known for its fruit growing, but from a good point of view, Nottinghamshire's quite good regionally, climate-wise. Our strawberries, for example, come into fruit a slightly different time to other strawberries around the country, so we fill a gap in the market there.
Despite the unknown consequences of the post-Brexit period, Nottinghamshire's local fruit businesses are hopeful that Brexit may be beneficial for them in the long run. Shruti Jaggi, CBJ News.
Students at a college in Nottingham are not only producing creative work for their coursework, but now they can earn cash for it too. CBJ's Rayla Iqbal has more.
June marks the beginning of when students at New College Nottingham will start to produce their final deadlines for coursework in fashion, arts and photography. But while the work is mounting up, the college has given them an opportunity to share their designs and start to look at making the brands into businesses.
Each year, art and design students put on a huge exhibition of work that they've created, graphics, paintings, 3D objects, jewellery, clothing. And I just wanted to celebrate that in an ongoing way, and also because students come to interview and we ask them, well, what would you ultimately like to do? And they dream of having their own business and thinking, how can we help them to sort of move closer towards that, to test their business ideas and their products, on a captive audience almost within the college.
The shop celebrates the start of an opportunity for students to test their entrepreneurial skills with direct marketing and create their own foundations to sell their products. In a competitive industry, this experience is hard to come by.
The students harder to really improve your product because people actually attaching to it, creating a relationship with a product, creating a relationship with a brand, and it makes you feel good because you're creating something that somebody else can make their own.
The college feels that it is important to show off the students' work and not let the work be put away after the portfolios are finished. Students are set to continue investing their creativities into the shop as more work is completed.
At the moment, we're starting small. I'm hoping that over the next couple of weeks, as students complete their final major projects, that this will continue to grow and develop, and we will see a wider and wider variety and fast-changing products within our wonderful Creative 122 shop.
With the Lord Mayor officially opening the shop, the students felt a real excitement at people seeing their work and having face-to-face interactions with their customers when they are selling their items.
So it pushes the students harder to really improve your product because people actually a touch into it, creating a relationship with a product, creating a relationship with a brand, and it makes you feel good because you're creating something that somebody else can make their own, which is really, really good. So this opportunity is amazing for me, myself as well. So.
With more students completing their work for their final year project, this is the start of NCN's marketing scheme and the beginning of the potential in the students' careers. This is Rayla Iqbal for CBJ News.
A new multi-million-pound facility for students studying film and gaming is now under construction on Lower Parliament Street. CBJ's Ishan Garg has been taking a closer look.
Just past the Victoria Centre, a new hub for student media is now being built. Confetti Media, working with its owner, Nottingham Trent University, expects to spend £9.1 million on the project, bringing new facilities to students wanting both foundation and higher levels of education. The new building, however, will be open to all NTU students.
This hub will be mainly for all the games side of things, but all of Confetti's students can use the facilities, the Learning Resource Centre, the cafe, and some of the specialist rooms. We have two other hubs at Confetti, one in Space 2, in about a mile down the road, that specialises in film and television. So that has a 150 square metre TV studio with its own gallery and edit suites off it.
On the city campus of Nottingham Trent, there's a sense of excitement among senior figures who say it will give key industry skills to students.
Well, the equipment in this space is going to be fantastic, so industry is going to enjoy, we hope, coming in and working with our students. So when they leave, whether they've done a further education course or a higher education course, they're going to be really industry ready. They're absolutely going to have those skills that the people of Nottingham and more broadly want.
The centre will contain 4 studios for studying film and television. With an addition of 700 gamers and filmmakers, there will be 2,100 students to cater for, with the building housing equipment totalling to £1.2 million. The project is still 15 months away from completion. With both Confetti Media and Nottingham Trent University fully on board with the new construction, students can now expect to be using state-of-the-art resources very soon. Reporting for CBJ News, this is Ishan Kirk.
The nation is currently celebrating Mental Health Awareness Week. And here in Nottingham, a charity called Frameworks is holding an event which is aimed at promoting the services available for people who may suffer from poor mental health. CBJ's Joanna Mwanza has more.
It's National Mental Health Awareness Week. Organisations across Nottingham are holding events in order to raise awareness.
A good mental health is what helps us thrive. Statistics show that only 13% of people report living with high levels of good mental health, and more than 4 in 10 people say they have experienced depression.
I think that the support on offer in Nottingham at the moment is really good. There are lots of services available for people that are experiencing different levels of mental health issues. I think it's an area that is growing in terms of support services available, so it's getting better and better.
So Wellness in Mind and the rest of the services here today are really a representation of that vision for services in Nottingham, so that you don't need to just go to your GP who's got a very limited amount of time and also limited awareness sometimes of what is available for people. There is a lot of third sector, voluntary sector and community sources of support for people with mental health problems, and the big challenge often is to connect the people with the resources.
Mental Health Awareness Week aims to encourage people to be able to talk about it and know what services are available in case they experience a breakdown.
TS provide a psychological therapy service which works under the IAP service, so that means anything to do with anxiety and stress. We can help with things like depression, bereavement, we do couples therapies, OCD, we do a variety of things.
Anything that could affect your well-being. Most notable symptoms are anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. Many people are going through these things and aren't able to discuss with anyone due to the stigma attached to them.
People hear mental health and they want to sort of shy away from it. Sometimes if we change the word to emotional problems, that has a softer feel to it, and that might help people to deal with it and talk more about it openly.
Joanna Mwanza, CBJ News.
Now, you wouldn't expect a plastic stethoscope won at a darts tournament to ever save your life, but CBJ's Shuvait Kaur has been to meet one man for whom exactly that happened.
With my specific operation in that year, there's a 5% chance of not waking up.
About 2 decades ago, 55-year-old Telly Kilawi from Gotham, Nottingham, accidentally detected his own heart condition after winning a stethoscope in a darts competition at a local club. On clinical diagnosis, it came out to be a potentially fatal hole of the size of a 50p coin.
I had a look down at all the prizes and I picked the smallest one possible, which was wrapped up. On opening it, it was found to be a real stethoscope. So we had a bit of a giggle about that, and I passed it round to everybody. They all had a go, and then I had a go. And immediately I thought, this doesn't sound like a normal heartbeat.
Subsequently, Terry was referred to a hospital in Leicester for a critical heart surgery.
It was that critical that because I had beaten it for 35 years, they didn't want me to go over another week with the chance of dying.
Coming out triumphant in a battle of survival has enhanced Terry's confidence manifold.
I've carried on in all forms of work. I'm still a director of a company, I'm still an accountant, I still work in property, and I'm still a magistrate in court in Nottingham.
20 years later, the Admiral Rodney pub in Wollerton feels elated that it became the reason for someone's survival.
I think it's an amazing story, and it's an absolute fantastic thing that happened through the prize he won. It's really good, and a lot of our customers speak about it and reminisce from the darts days when they used to win these things.
Today, when Terry looks back, he feels lucky about his new life.
Somebody certainly was looking out for me, and possibly it was a higher body, and I'd like to think that was the case, and I was chosen. So 20 years on, I'm still here, and if that was the case, all I can say is thank you.
Like many other things in this world, the human spirit must never fade away, and combined with some good luck, it gives a new direction to life. Terry Kilawi's story is a fine example. Shuvait Kaur, CBJ News.
The French call them beignets, the Italians call them ciambellas, and the Spanish call them rosquillas. Here in Nottingham and to the rest of the country, they are called donuts. And this week marks National Donut Week. CBJ's Mike Atkins has more.
This sweet treat, a favourite of many throughout the UK, finds itself at the centre of the baking world this week. National Donut Week is being celebrated by the public and stores alike. Donuts, based in Nottingham's Market Square, is very well prepared for the rush ahead.
Definitely. I mean, everyone enjoys donuts, and the fact that it gives us a chance to try out new flavours, new donuts. Like this, just for today, we've got cronuts, which are like a croissant kind of dough. It's like flaky and everything. Like that's special today. We're just trying it out, and it just gives us the opportunity to try new things, really.
Of course, donuts are known for being unhealthy, and in a society that is becoming ever more health conscious, they know they must change what they offer.
All our dough, it's completely vegan, so it's that start with there's no milk in it, there's no eggs, and nothing like that, so it's already kind of healthy. Obviously it's a donut, so you're going to get sweet stuff, you're going to get loads of sugar on it. But we have tried like protein ones just to try and help with like bodybuilding.
National Donut Week did come as a surprise to many, however they were certainly in support of it.
Mr Donut, well I think he should be given an MBE, or maybe even I don't know, a knighthood maybe, or something like that. Or what's that one, Nobel Prize, give that man a Nobel Prize, Mr Donut.
I think that donuts definitely should be celebrated. I think that they are a great part of humanity, and I think that if more people ate donuts, we could bring a lot more world peace.
People's love for this simple snack is clear, and with Donuts planning to open another shop soon, they are certainly proving as popular as ever. Mike Atkins, CBJ News.
Now, time for your sports news with Alice Watkins, who has the latest on the Nottingham Forest takeover.
The takeover of Nottingham Forest by businessman Evangelos Marinakis is set to go through. Despite the Greek being assessed by the Football League for match fixing, the Olympiakos owner is also facing allegations of intimidating referees and bribery. Despite this, Fawaz Al-Hassawi, the current owner of the Reds, believes the deal is 99% complete. Staying with Nottingham Forest, the club is being linked with Erhan Oz-Tumar, the League One player who has appeared for both Peterborough United and Walsall, has been dubbed by fans as the Turkish Messi. Across the city, Notts County owner Alan Hardy says the club have already started talking to transfer targets, despite the season only just finishing. The Magpies owner says that some of the players are currently in the Premier League. And Nottinghamshire are in action against Durham in the Royal London One Day Cup. Head coach Peter Moores has Alex Hales and Jake Ball back in what is the Samit Patel's testimonial. That's all for your sport. Goodbye for now.
And here's Joanna Mansa with your full weather report for this weekend.
Tonight will still be warm with clear spells at first, but turning cloudier. Later, there may be some showers and the temperature will remain in the double figures overnight. There will be highs of 14 degrees before it gets colder overnight. Tomorrow will be mostly overcast with scattered showers during the day. When the sun does manage to break through the cloud, you can expect highs of up to 18 degrees throughout the region, with another mild evening to follow. Saturday is much the same, as it will remain cloudy as temperatures again hit 17 degrees. Unfortunately, the weather takes a turn into the beginning of the week, as much of Sunday and most of Monday will be wet. Highs of 17 degrees across the East Midlands area. That's all for your weather. Have a nice weekend.
That's all your news for now, but as always, you can keep up to date with all the day's breaking stories by following our Twitter page @NTUJournos.
Thank you for joining us and have a great evening.